The pipe is finally fixed, but restrictions remain.
We're working faster than anything we've done before.
What's next and when water use can continue as usual? Alberta's expected to buck the economic slump.
It doesn't translate into a map for every household and business, but that general direction is definitely positive.
A promising forecast despite global uncertainty. Plus, Hollywood debut for a local advocate.
I would say people with Down syndrome or any type of disability that I want to inspire.
Who continues to chase her screen dreams.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldburn.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Police with firearms drawn surrounded a home in the community of Charleswood tonight. Armored officers with dogs crowded outside a home in the 2500 block of Charlebois Drive Northwest. Police say it started around 5 o'clock this afternoon as a domestic incident. Officers called for someone in the home to come out with their hands up. Around 8 o'clock, the tactical team entered the home but did not find the offender. Police say the victim is with them and there is no public safety concern. Repairs are done on the Bears Paw South feeder main, and today water started flowing through it. That means the end of water restrictions is near. Tim Brooke has the details.
It's hard to see from here, but there is a figurative end in sight to the work on Calgary's South feeder main.
So we're well on track. We're over 3/4 done.
All 9 segments have been reinforced, and on Friday, crews started refilling the pipe. 22 million liters of water will be pushed through this weekend, then testing, and then reconnection back to the city's water system.
I'm very happy.
Very happy. Very happy.
Most nearby residents are, well, very happy.
You know, I think these guys are doing a good job. The city's looking after us the best that they know how. So, you know, can't do any more than that.
Council feels the same way.
These repairs were done specifically to lessen the likelihood of another break in the spring or summer when Calgarians use a lot more water.
Another piece is, while this is going, we're working faster than anything we've done before to build a replacement pipe.
In the meantime, Calgary will remain under restrictions for just a little bit longer. That means no outdoor water use and to limit where you can. The original goal was to have those restrictions lifted late next week, though right now there's no official timeline. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Crews will now begin repaving the road at the work sites, which means there will be new closures next week along 16th Avenue Northwest. 5 people were trapped on their balconies when a fire started in their apartment building this afternoon. Fire crews used a ladder truck to help the people down from the 3-story walk-up in Castle Ridge. The fire started in one unit and spread to another. Investigators say the residents couldn't get out because of the smoke and waited for help on their balconies. One person suffered minor burns and smoke inhalation, and at least one other resident suffered smoke inhalation. And a man charged in connection to a shooting is now facing an arson charge. The fire happened at the Nile Cafe and Lounge early in the morning of February 12th. Sohrab Rob Rashed has now been charged with arson. He also faces multiple charges in connection to a shooting in the Genesis Center parking lot. Police are still looking for 3 other suspects involved in the fire. Human trafficking charges have been laid against a Montreal man in Calgary. The Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team, or ALERT, arrested 33-year-old Nelson Benoit Ancien on March 12th following a tip from Crime Stoppers. He's accused of traveling across Canada exploiting girls and women for sex. Investigators say they've identified 2 victims but believe there may be more and want to hear from them. And a Red Deer man arrested in a child luring sting in Florida has been sentenced to 17 years in an American prison. James Hedmanlen pled guilty in November. Court documents show that he had been talking online to someone he thought was a 12-year-old girl, but was actually a detective. An investigation shows Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally breached election law in response to a recall petition targeting him. In November, Nally publicly claimed the constituent behind the effort to recall him did not vote in the last election, and he questioned whether that should disqualify the petition. Elections Alberta says Nally accessed the voter list to identify the person, which is not authorized by the Election Act. But it also stated there was ambiguity and did not penalize Nally. In a statement, Nally says he will follow Elections Alberta's advice on future use of the electors list. A new forecast from ATB Financial says Alberta's economy is growing despite global conflict and trade uncertainty. The report shows higher oil prices are driving gains, but those benefits may not be felt by every family or business. Mark Villani reports.
As the United States fires on Iran, the price of gas only gets higher. Albertans are feeling the pinch at the pumps, and transportation costs are driving up the price of goods at grocery stores. Some are calling it the
biggest energy disruption that's ever happened in the world.
A closure at the Strait of Hormuz is stopping the flow of roughly 15 million barrels of oil per day. It's hurting consumers, but Alberta still has a lot to gain economically from higher oil prices and the future of oil market expansion.
The provincial budget will be better off. Canada is the fourth largest producer in the world. So we're going to have a responsibility to step up to the plate here to help our friends and our allies.
The big picture number, our overall GDP growth is positive.
ATB Financial forecasts an increase in Alberta's real GDP growth, rising from 2.1% to 2.7% in 2026. Adjusting for the increase in oil prices, nominal GDP is also up, climbing to 6%.
And that does spill over in positive ways to the broader economy. Not as much as you might think, because there's only so much more companies can invest in more production until we get more clarity.
But what does this all mean for the province's job market? Employment growth is still only up slightly, and the unemployment rate remains flat. Alberta's population growth is slowing, but it remains the fastest nationwide, and navigating global trade uncertainties is still an issue.
So the employers are afraid to hire. They're trying to make do. The employees and the candidates that are looking are having a very difficult time.
And while Alberta grapples with a hangover of high inflation and high interest rates, there's still plenty of risk ahead.
So it's still going to be tough for a lot of households and businesses sort of on the ground.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The Canada-US-Mexico agreement has kept most goods, including energy, flowing across the border without major barriers. Now, this has helped maintain stability, but there's some uncertainty because that agreement is up for review this year. A frozen and canned vegetable processor in Lethbridge announced it's closing its facility. Norterra has announced it's restructuring its Canadian frozen facilities. The company says the market's facing pressure from international imports. To improve its competitiveness, it's consolidating its production and will transfer its assets from the Lethbridge plant to other facilities. 70 jobs will be impacted. The plant will shut down in June. Two hockey teams are helping stick it to cancer tonight. Medical students and doctors faced off tonight for the annual event. All money raised will go towards sarcoma research at the University of Calgary, including building a patient-centered precision oncology platform.
Hockey in Canada is a great community builder, and we wanted to use that platform of community to raise money for such an important cause. And in particular, sarcoma is one of the cancers that has kind of lagged behind in terms of research compared to other forms of cancer. So it still has quite a few negative outcomes. So we wanted to focus on a cancer that was having really important research happening here in Calgary, and that could really impact a lot of patients' lives.
Last year's event raised just over $130,000. Organizers are hoping to top $150,000 this year. Parks Canada is exploring a broader bison program after the success of a herd reintroduced into Banff National Park. Bison have been roaming freely through the park since 2024, and there are now 131. That's up from just 16 brought back to the park in 2017. The animals were absent from the wild for 150 years after their population declined across North America from overhunting. Now, Parks Canada calls the growth of the Banff herd an historic, ecological and cultural triumph. And they continue to work with Indigenous groups and other stakeholders. And Banff's most famous bear is awake. This video of the boss was captured by Mitch Wilson near Banff around noon today. The boss is a male grizzly, also known as Bear 122. It's estimated he's about 28 or 29 years old, and he's fathered around half of the grizzly cubs in Banff National Park. So make sure that you are bear aware if you're in the park this weekend. All right, Danielle, there are those signs of spring, but of course, snow is a big part of spring in Alberta.
Yeah, and I mean, we already had spring all winter, right? So now, of course, it makes sense to get into all the snowfall. In fact, it does. We need the moisture. March and April are typically our snowiest months. So here we go. We're definitely going to get some snowfall this weekend. You may see a few flurries throughout the day tomorrow. Definitely the cloud cover and definitely much cooler than what we had today. Today's high in the city was 7 degrees and tomorrow our high is -2. Our better chance of flurries is late in the day, closer to those supper hours. And Sunday night through Monday, we're looking at a significant snowfall. So I'll talk more about that coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. An Alberta actor and Down syndrome advocate is sharing her experience after getting to see herself on the big screen.
Oh, you have a kitten. Mom wanted me to have one.
Jenny Angus landed a spot in the movie Reminders of Him, which is in theaters now. The 21-year-old auditioned through Zoom and was too old for the role, but they liked her so much that they flew her to Calgary this summer for a different part in the movie. She's thrilled for her debut because she's wanted to be an actor since she was a kid.
It was electric, like a dream come true. I will go to my room and practice lines for hours, and I will perform it in front of my family.
Angus had a background role in the movie, but it has already led to 3 more projects, including appearances in 2 Netflix projects, the show My Life with the Walter Boys, and the movie Guarding Stars. Well, as gas prices soar due to the war in the Middle East, some Albertans are asking for local relief soon with what's expected to be a long-lasting problem.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The city wrapped up the first week of public hearings on citywide rezoning and is expecting to hear from more Calgarians next week. Hundreds of people, including former councillor Sonia Sharp, have already showed up to discuss whether to roll back a 2024 blanket rezoning policy introduced to increase housing options and help improve affordability. City Councillor DJ Kelly posted his tally today, saying just over half of the speakers so far wanted to repeal rezoning. More than a third wanted to keep it, and the remainder either wanted to modify the bylaw or remain neutral about what happens. Some energy analysts say sky-high fuel prices will likely last weeks, if not months. That has some calling for some sort of relief from the province. Nicole Weisberg reports.
What is it like filling up these days?
Too much.
For long-haul truckers, frequently fueling up is part of the job.
Well, it's $1.99 right now. Probably $1.86 our cost. Too high to keep us running, that's for sure.
This BC man has been trucking 50 years. This year, he says, will likely be his last.
A lot of guys have $3,000 to $4,000 payments, you know, but mine's an older truck. It's paid for, so I haven't got that cost, but it's still a burden when that fuel's way high.
A burden almost everyone has felt in some way since war erupted in the Middle East earlier this month. It was hoped the pain would only be temporary, but analysts say we should prepare for it to last.
Because we haven't been able to get the Strait of Hormuz operating again. So 15% of global petroleum supply is not there. And a lot of the refineries that have been hit in the Iranian retaliation are going to take months to bring back online.
Higher energy prices means more revenue for companies and the province. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation believes the government should share the wealth by giving Albertans a tax break.
We know the provincial government has a mechanism to give taxpayers relief at the pumps. What we're asking Alberta Premier Danielle Smith to do is to do that now.
The province says it will only cut the fuel tax if oil prices average above $80 US a barrel during the 20 trading days preceding the 16th of the month before the next quarter. The latest rise in prices just missed the mid-March cutoff. Now the next opportunity to see a break is July.
So I'm sure that they're just kind of hoping that this high cost of a barrel of oil is going to paper over their huge deficit.
Back at the Flying J, any relief is welcomed.
It would be nice, yeah.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The federal government is spending $6 million to support 3 businesses as part of its defense strategy. The announcement was made at an Edmonton company getting $3 million to enhance its satellite technology. Wyvern started at the University of Alberta, which is also receiving $3 million to help other companies test and bring defense technologies to market.
In the defense field, we've got a very well-established dual-use defense research group at the University of Alberta that is, most importantly, very closely connected to a number of key industry partners. So this industry ecosystem is already happening and is thriving right here in Alberta, and the University of Alberta is very connected to that.
Some of the money will also help launch an Indigenous supply chain pilot program. Yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced Canada has met its NATO defense spending target. Some high school students took part in a trades and technologies camp for young women today. The one-day event was hosted at Fix Network Canada. A dozen grades 10 to 12 students learned how to do some auto body work. The event aims to give them hands-on experience and show them what a career in the trades might look like.
What really today is about is to have that community, to see other women in the industry share their experiences, have young women come in, experience the skilled trades. What is this about? And see that there's other angles to break those barriers, those outdated barriers that we always see about women in the trades. Those need to end.
The province predicts the trades will need over 59,000 additional workers in the next decade as skilled workers start to retire. Single-day tickets for the Big Valley Jamboree went on sale this morning. The event runs for 3 days, the weekend of July 30th to August 2nd. This year's lineup is headlined by Keith Urban, Riley Green, and Old Dominion. In addition to the headliners, the festival also features performers from a number of local artists.
We've got a lot of Canadian up-and-comers. That is something we're very proud to do on a lot of our secondary stages typically. But, you know, to be able to bring artists like Josh Stumpf, Robin Ottolini, Sasha, Travis Dolter, to have him on the main stage, that's something we're really proud of this year. You know, obviously the headliners are huge names, but to be able to bring some of those more local Canadian talents and highlight them is a big win for us.
Camping spaces and tickets are now available for the weekend at bigvalleyjamboree.com. It was quite a pleasant afternoon, but it's going to be a lot colder this weekend with some more snow in the forecast. Danielle has the details coming up.
All right, this morning was chilly, but this afternoon was this. Check out these daytime highs. 7 degrees was the high in Calgary. That's right where we should be for this time of year. And Lethbridge, Milk River, Medicine Hat got to 13 degrees today. We had some really cool cloud cover out there earlier today as well. We have nothing to talk about with regards to any sort of active weather for tonight. The clouds will increase tonight, but it's as we go through tomorrow and especially later on Sunday and through early Monday is when we're looking at the significant snowfall. Definitely enough to shovel for many communities. We'll talk about amounts in just a second here, but first I want to give you the timeline of when you can expect that. Now, basically, anytime this weekend, you may see the odd snowflake. Even as we head through tomorrow, the snow will start to build into the foothills. It looks like for most of the day, it should stay off to the west of QE2, Calgary, and Highway 2, but later in the day, late supper hours, early evening is when it will start to make its way over to QE2, Calgary, and Highway 2. This is not a significant one. This will be a few flurries. And then Sunday, a few flurries, as you can see by this, possible anywhere in southern Alberta. But let's track into later on Sunday. Basically after 4 p.m., this is when this system will redevelop right over us. This will start to spin and intensify. Now, it looks like the heaviest band of snow will be basically Banff up to Jasper and then all the way off to the east. And we could see some huge totals from this in some isolated areas. Calgary will be on the south edge of this, which is why it's hard to forecast. If this shifts a little bit, Calgary will see more snowfall. And then the system basically just spins over us and pushes the air up the mountains. So that's that upsloping, which could enhance snowfall totals for areas around the mountains. This should clear out by Monday afternoon. And what I want to do is say that none of the models are really in agreement of how much snow we're going to get, but this model is showing the highest amounts possible with it. So 39 centimeters for Canmore and over 30 centimeters for Banff. And again, this is that band where we're going to see the most amount of snowfall. Calgary on the edge of it, up to 16 centimeters, mainly Sunday night through Monday morning. And then you can see those higher teens for Airdrie up to Red Deer and higher amounts right off to the east as well from that band that I showed you. All right, so we could see as little as 3 to 6 centimeters in Calgary from this Sunday night through Monday, but again, those higher amounts into the teens are possible. We're looking at cold weather the entire weekend. Really for the next 3 days, we won't get above that freezing mark. Flurries are possible at any time, a lot of cloud cover, but the bulk of the snowfall should be late Sunday through early Monday. Then by next week, Tuesday, we should get above the freezing mark, and that will be a 7-day stretch of warmer weather.
Thanks, Danielle. The Toronto Blue Jays made it to Game 7 before losing to the Dodgers last year, so there's a lot of excitement as the team began the new season today. We take a look at how it went. Cherry trees in BC are in full bloom just in time for this weekend's Cherry Blossom Festival in Vancouver. For more than a century, cherry blossoms have been a sure sign of spring in that province. Another sign of spring, the Toronto Blue Jays are back on the field for their season opener after just one game shy of winning the World Series last year. The Jays getting a great ovation at Rogers Centre for the fantastic 2025 season, and tonight they began 2026, a series against the Athletics. Kevin Gossman on the mound for the Jays with 3 strikeouts in the first inning. In the fourth, the A's got a run in, but the Jays got 2 runs the following inning. Final score 3-2 Toronto. And in the AJHL, the Canucks and the Canmore Eagles were tied at 2 apiece going into tonight's game. Canmore wins, final score 3-2. Game 6 will be Sunday at the Ken Bracco Arena. Some Calgary soccer domes will be busy this weekend. The second annual Acera March Mayhem indoor soccer tournament is going on throughout the city. More than 2,500 players and 172 youth teams will play in the Calgary Minor Soccer Association event. It's kind of the final transition from the indoor season to the upcoming outdoor soccer season.
Yeah, it's a unique time of the year. Our indoor league has wrapped up. We're getting ready for outdoor, so it's an awesome opportunity for kids to come together with their team one last time, get ready for the outdoor game. Tournaments continue to be a really exciting opportunity for kids in our community to get extra opportunities to play, be a part of something bigger, be a part of the community. We just want to continue to see opportunities like this continue to grow for kids.
Games are at the Shane Holmes West Soccer Centre, the Maxwell Soccer Centre Dome, and the Macron Performance Centre. Thanks for staying up late with us.